Hey all, my name's Josh, aka Neg2Wagio. Went 4-0 today at locals with Chimera Fiendsmith. Thought I'd share my list with everyone. You will see I'll have some locals feature matches on the channel, just sort of going over the matches, what I played against, and my thoughts. Went 2-0 Exorcister, 2-0 Dark World, 2-1 against Thunder Dragon Fiendsmith, and 2-0 against Lightsworn Runic. Lot of shifter today, which was really rough. Deck has a really hard time with shifter, but I think I played all right, and the deck is just kind of crazy if I'm honest. So let's get into it. Start with the main deck first. Got 2 Big Wing. Could probably cut this to 1. I think that's definitely an option, but you know, test more with the deck. 3 Mirror Sword Knight. Let's do the YouTuber way of doing this. Here we go. The 3 stacks. 3 Mirror Sword Knight. Probably the lesser normal summon in the deck, just because it plays into more hand traps. Plus, normally you don't actually want to summon Big Wing off of this. I'll show you summon in a moment, but might end up cutting Mirror Sword Knight to 2 ultimately. Summon to test. 3 Gazelle, best normal summon in this deck, such as Chimera Fusion or a level 5 Fiend. And then when it's fused off, you also get to add an illusion as well, which is crazy. You search either Chimera Fusion or the Spice for this deck, which is what makes it good compared to where it was previously. This deck was kind of nowhere before Fiendsmith. This card's crazy, love it. Codal, the targeting protection, another searcher, good card. Can't say much about it. And 3 Chimera Fusion. You can just sort of recycle this forever. This card's awesome. Dodger's interaction, insane stuff. The generic illusion guys got 1 Diabells. It's like wins Runic matchups. Forces your opponent into really weird spots, especially once you have like Magna the Reliever on board. Super powerful card. 2 Nightmare Apprentice. I was not able to find a 3rd one before local started, and then afterwards it turns out that one of my friends there actually did have one. I was like, oh shit, okay. So that's going to be going in. And then 1 Master Tau, super important for being able to reborn stuff, playing through interaction, bring back Diabells, all that kind of stuff. Show you the Fiendsmith stuff first. 3 Engraver. I think I might end up cutting this guy to 2. I just kind of saw Engine all day, and not that many hand traps, but this deck's Engine is really powerful, so it was alright. And then 1 Tract and 1 Lurry, standard stuff. The reason that this deck has become somewhat relevant again: 1 Evil Hero Sinister Necron, 1 Evil Hero Dusted Gold, and 1 Dark Fusion. Explaining these if you have not seen them before. So the Sinister Necron is a level 5 Fiend, which means that your Gazelle can search for it. And then also, because it is a Fiend, you can send it off of the extra deck guys. You have lots of ways to sort of move it around in rotation. It banishes from grave to summon an evil hero from deck. A Dusted Gold is a light Fiend, so obviously full Fiendsmith combo. A Dusted can search Dark Fusion as well. This is an optional card. I think it's really good. I do think it is worth playing. It summons a Fiend, and then also means it can't be targeted that turn. Which did come up. The recording for my match against Exorcist didn't work out because I was doing things for the first time and learning as I went, and I had my phone on power saving and it stopped the recording. So I guess to explain what happened, playing against Exo, I drew like a really weird hand. I'm gonna Dusted, search Dark Fusion. Dark Fusion, fuse away Engraver plus Lurry, all under Shifter, into hard make a Lacrima. and then they'd already used the Magnifica banish, and all of their other cards target. So I was able to make a Lacrima, which drops their guy by 600, and then beat over the Michaelis the whole time. They can't target the Lacrima because of this. It's a really, really crazy card. I really love it. That was all the engine that I played. Going into hand traps, 2 Bestials. Definitely can increase this count, and I think that's probably one of the things that I will do going forward, because I just felt like I didn't see enough hand traps. 3 Blossom, 3 Veiler, 2 Talents. It was nice. I perhaps didn't see it enough to make a proper judgment on it, but I like the card. This deck's engine is really strong, so you can sort of draw 2 and then get into other stuff, or just sort of rip your opponent's hand is really good. Hand knowledge is crazy, especially in this deck. 1 called by. Didn't draw it, didn't get to second one with it, but it's good. Rounding out the deck, it's ultimately 40 cards and 3 Imperm. So all in all, that is 2 Bestials, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, called by 2 Talents, so it should be 13 non-engine, if the numbers in my head are correct. Definitely a number that can be upped, thinking about upping the deck count as well. X-Check. 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 Chimera the Illusion Beast, 1 Magnum, sort of the big guys. Love these cards, they're all crazy. I only went into the Chimera a single time today. The time I did, it wasn't even really necessary. But it's probably too good to pass up. I think it's the best way that you can sort of do OTKs and do big pushes with this deck. Then for the little guys, I played 2 Baphomet. This is sort of your way that if you don't draw into the Sinister Necrom, you can just use this, send it from deck, summon a Dusted, full combo. And then as long as you keep this up, if you have Tau engrave, if your opponent ever tries to Veiler or Imperm you can just bash the Tau and go, oh, okay, no targeting, thank you. And then 1 of the Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts, perhaps not as good as it used to be. I wasn't making this all the time, but it's still definitely a card worth playing. We'll go over the Fiendsmith package next. I played 1 Aerial Eater and obviously 1 Lacrima. Going forward, I think I do want to play a Necroquip. There were a couple times where having Necroquip in the extra would have definitely smoothed things out. And I'll show you what the sub out for that would have been later on. And then obviously, Lacrima is fairly self-explanatory. Played 2 rank 6s, Didi and Beatrice. These are both insane. This card needs to be banned. Absolutely, get this thing out of here. Should not exist. 1 sequence, 1 Requiem, the obvious stuff. You can summon out the Dusted from deck, at any time. Hilariously, also, Magnum is a Light Fiend. So you do have a lot of ways to get into this where you don't actually need to play Moon. And I think the extra deck in this deck is actually quite tight. So you don't really have the sort of space. You have, in my opinion, I think you have sort of 2 flex slots. One is the Chimera, the Illusion Beast, and the other one is one I will show you later on, which is actually the one that I'm going to sub out for Necroquip going forwards. 1 SP, it's SP, I don't think I need to explain that. 1 Muckraker. There is contention between playing this or playing Cross Sheep. They smooth out lines in different ways, sort of helping Engraver be a 1-card combo. Cross Sheep is the more powerful card, but Muckraker covers more situations. And with it being the card that I use as the backup plan, I thought that was more valuable than Cross Sheep. And last card, which is the flex swap that I'm going to swap around, is Link Spider. This is a very corner case kind of card. It is for when you get nibbed, you can then turn the nib into Link Spider and then go into Magnum the Reliever using a fusion spell to do the Link Spider plus a guy from hand. It helps you put up a disruption through nib, and depending on what the hand is, if you have Big Wing in hand, then you can fuse that off, bring back a guy from grave, and continue playing from there. I don't think it's going to come up enough to be worth it. Ultimately, I didn't get nibbed today, so I can't super comment as to it, but I think the Necro Equip is probably just the more valuable inclusion. Lastly, the side deck. The fun-ofs for this deck: Chaos Hunter, King Tiger Wanghu, and Quacky Meru Doom. These are all guys that you can just send off of the Birth Mat or off the Beatrice and easily reborn. These being Fiends means they're also easy reborns off the Muckraker as well. This is crazy into Runic. It means that they can only ever use the Runics to special from extra deck. Comes up in all kinds of other matchups. Like I put this in against the Thunder Dragon Lightsworn deck against Exo. Didn't draw it, but the theory is nice. This is really good into Snake Eye, Sprite, all that kind of stuff. And Doom, if you're unfamiliar with it, it turns off light and dark effects in the main phase, just negates them. And it's also actually fairly big, it's 1700, so it can be a little tricky to run over, especially if you can protect it with a Guardian Chimera or with a Magnum Pop or any other ways like that. Really potentially powerful card. Keen to actually see it come up in matches. 3 Phantasme. This deck is known to have a bit of a bricking issue. Thought this could be helpful going second. My back row removal Duster, 2 Cosmic, for the concessions that Runic is a deck, Labyrinth is a deck. There was, I think, 2 Traptrix players today as well. Again, you'll see in the matches against Runic Sworn, I actually game 2, I drew both of these when he was on a very empty board, and so I was able to just like instantly win the match. 3 Droplet. Being able to chain this, like if you go normal Gazelle effect, they try to interact with it. You don't yet have Chimera Fusion as a way to tag out, Droplet as a way to tag stuff out and gain benefits off of that is just insane. Plus I wanted to have a good breaker, and I thought this is the one that sort of fits the deck the best. The other option, you can play obviously Dark Ruler, you can play Eclipse, you can play Evenly, but I didn't want my Evenly to clash with Bestials, and I thought that Eclipse just sort of didn't cover the link matchups that I want to, cover SP, cover Appaloosa, all that kind of stuff. I thought Droplet had the best variety. And these guys, I'm very excited for Beatrice to be banned, so then this isn't a thing. I hope that people don't find a way to do it post Beatrice banned, because you should not be allowed to do this. The reality is that, only one of my matches actually went to a game 3. In that game 3 I got shifted, but I also hard drew D-Barrier. It is what it is. So that is the profile. A couple of things sort of for going forward. It's my first time playing it at locals or sort of any event. And I think there were a few things I want to change about the list. Increase in non-engine is definitely something on my mind. Obviously now I have the Nightmare Apprentice. I'm definitely putting the Necro Equip. But you might see in future iterations that we have, more hand traps, might bump up the bestial count, talents to side, just some other things I want to mess around with this deck. But anyway, that is the profile. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them below. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.